Go.
Some people got to have it. Some people really need it. Listen to me, y'all. Do things, bad things with it. Dollar bills, y'all. Come on and
And hello, people. How we doing?
1111, make a wish.
OMG, I wish.
Well, shut up. Hello, it's TCG Revival and like.
Wow.
TCGTalk, Sonny. You don't know.
Sorry.
TCG Revival, that's so old.
I know. I remember watching that like a day ago.
We've been playing the game when that was a thing.
Oh my god. So yeah, TCGTalk episode 5. First thing
like
first.
6 months ago.
It's been a while since you've actually seen most of us on the show. Me,
Yeah,
Vinny,
well,
and
like-
Anthony posted deck profiles though. So
We're gonna be trying to do this. Sorry for your little like shake noise. It's me playing with my dice. If we're gonna be trying to upload more TCG Revivals after every pre-release.
talk.
I'm sorry, talk.
You're such a dumb butt.
I was gonna try to upload TCG Talk after every pre-release.
Revival.
After every last week of pre-releases. And then we're gonna talk about like the recent tournaments. Say like for this we're gonna talk about like how nationals are gonna affect Worlds and stuff. So like if we're talking about it when the new set releases, we're just gonna talk about how the battle roads do and how did it affect regions. Basically exactly how that's gonna work like that.
Different tournaments.
Different tournaments exactly. Like cities affecting that regionals, battle roads affecting that regionals, states affecting that regionals, and then that battle roads affecting nationals affecting worlds, yada yada yada. You get the fucking trend.
Unless they're stupid, then they wouldn't get it.
No.
Anyway, so first we're gonna talk about how the results from nationals may affect worlds.
Nationals. Now, what did we? I'm gonna get your guys' opinion. What did you guys think was going to win nationals? I thought I was putting all my money on Blastoise.
Yeah, no.
Angel Miranda with
Like
Blastoise.
hands down. Just I thought it was the best deck in format.
It was definitely the play. I think it ties the next format with Plasma for next.
I'd have to say that it was definitely interesting that I saw Nova Sharna, but I know like a lot of people telling me it's bad. It's just that I never saw. When I heard the list for Nova Sharna, I was really surprised because I knew the list always ran Sharna.
You know, I kind of felt like the deck needed Musharna because you needed to see that extra card to consistency.
At the
drop.
same time, he used that space to put in even more consistency cards in place of that.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, if you look at his list, and then you look at Sam Liggett's list, who made third place, Sam Liggett, he kind of runs a more traditional Gothitelle with a heavier Dusknoir line. So basically, it's hey, I'm gonna get this trainer lock a little bit later on, and then I'm gonna get Dusknoir out and spread energy. While Edmund Curris, who actually congratulations to him if he's listening, highly doubt that, but he won with Gothitelle Excelgor also. His list was more centered around okay, I'm going to get my Gothitelle out turn 2, and then I will start with these big Mews just decking and covering you. Then I'll get out my Dusknoir later to clean up the game. So they kind of played the deck very different.
I don't like, heavier Dusknoir, just because I feel like you want to get those early deck covers. You can argue that you don't want to be knocking out things. You want to keep the lock going, so you want to get Dusknoir out, early.
But that would be one of the reasons why Dusknoir would be
Yeah.
because that you want to make sure you get. Because honestly, I feel like the deck could easily fall apart if you don't know the route. Just because that once you get that Dusknoir out and you have that lock of deck covered, it's basically a win.
Yeah.
It really is. If you can play the deck right. Sometimes there'll be openings though. Sometimes they'll miss the DCE or they'll miss the Mew or the Excelgor, and that can be a chance to pretty much win.
Yeah, and then like if they have to keep the lock up, they'll attack with the Excelgor, and if they don't get shove it down, that's gonna break the lock. So really, there would be no point of attacking with the Excelgor because well, there would be a point.
Gothitelle is like a giant. It's like if Blastoise is like a giant wide house, Gothitelle is like the Eiffel Tower. Did that make any sense?
No.
Yeah, it probably didn't. But I'm just saying that it's a very good deck. It's very strong when it sets up, but it's also very fragile. It gets donked very easily, and you definitely need to know how to play the deck right to be able to pilot it. Even into I would say through the grinder, I would say Gothitelle is probably the worst deck you could choose.
Oh no, the grind with the time limit. What's the time limit for grinder?
I think it might be 60 or 75 minutes.
I honestly think that the best thing to use for the grinder is probably either
Darkrai
or Plasma. Just because
I would say Plasma or Darkrai.
Well, I think Darkrai may be shining a little bit if you get a really consistent list, because I've had a lot of bad luck with Darkrai. Whenever I played it, before tournament, I'm actually talking. If anybody, Christian should be talking, but Darkrai kind of shit. It's whenever you need it the most, it usually shits on us. We'll be testing it out, especially Christian. He's got almost every tournament Darkrai this year, and he's
I did mediocre every single time.
Yeah, and his testing results would be really good.
Yeah,
then every single time I go to a major tournament, I just go 3-3 or 3-2.
Yeah, just because I honestly, that's why I'm really uncomfortable with Darkrai, just because it's just that you can whiff so easily with him.
You really can.
I mean, I played with so many games with Christian, and he probably got so much of a better start than compared to those games.
Wait, no, tell him about the first game at States. Tell him about that. Where
let's just since we're not trying to move towards States. It's just that we're
this is just an example.
Let's just say this guy's got 5 prizes left. Christian's got 1 prize left, and then he pulls an N, and Christian does a Johnson, an energy switch or an energy all game, and then the guy just takes 7 prizes, straight 5 prizes.
I had 7 turns to draw this crap, and I didn't draw it.
Yeah, and it was. I was so you went, and now I'm what? Okay.
Actually, if I won a game.
I don't like Darkrai just because it's really unreliable, and then it's got a 50-50 matchup, but it's not a good 50-50 matchup.
Yeah, but the thing with Darkrai is people feel like you can waste your resources because you can just get it back.
Yeah. And I feel
so so that could go back to what Christian was doing. If he was discarding his early Christian expecting to get it back with Sableye. That's why I feel like people most of the time when they don't bench multiple Sableyes, I can see what they're doing. But I like having when I play Darkrai, I liked having at least 1 on the bench. I like 2. At most, just so I can have him as a backup.
Yeah, if someone ends you or something, if you're in the lead, then basically set up Sableye, junk hunt for the last 2 catchers you need to win or something.
Yeah, that's what because Christian, I was having a game once, and I ended him, and then he just needed to junk hunt, and if I couldn't take a knockout, he would have won just because of that junk hunt. So
I think we posted that game, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But going back to what I was saying though. People feel like they can waste their resources with Darkrai, so if you can't get back the resources with the Sableye, if they're going to end you to a low number, you can't expect to get the resources back because you discarded them with stuff like Ultra Ball, Computer Search, expecting to get it back with Sableye.
Yeah.
That's how you play the deck, though. That's just how you play it. Because Darkrai can afford to...
Honestly, Darkrai's playstyle, and like what we said...
It's very aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. I think its best matchup is Plasma. Just because, Plasma is doing mediocre damage to Darkrai in the first couple of turns. And if you got, a turn 2 Night Speed, all you have to do is just, burn resources, whatever you have to do, just kill their heroes, and then you get in there.
Alright, I want to share an interesting thing with you guys. I was listening to PTCG radio at, maybe 5 a.m. in the morning today, and, Ross Gilbert, who is the creator of that podcast, by the way, I don't think he's watching, probably not, but he has an incredible podcast called PTCG Radio. Definitely go check it out. A lot better than our podcast. But anyway, if you could even call this a podcast, I guess. But he talks about, Darkrai with double Keldeo beats Gothitelle. And guess what beats Plasma? When you can play hammers correctly. So how about we just play 3 enhanced hammer, double Keldeo, and then we win Goth, and we win Plasma. I think it's actually a pretty decent idea.
Just the only problem is Blastoise.
Well, honestly, you expect to lose to Blastoise.
Honestly, unless you get the turn 2 and you go first and you just keep on catching and killing all the Squirtles.
Yeah, they'd have to get a pretty bad start to not even get 2 Squirtles into play.
Yeah, exactly. I know that Dark Gargoyle is going to be showing up.
That deck is really underrated going into Worlds, I think.
And all it is, guys, it's just like it's hammers. All it is hammers, and then it's basically Darkrai, Sableye hammers, and then Gardevoir, and Gardevoir's just there, so you can't like get anything back with it, and you can't like use. Like, it's just there for more of a lock. It's just like an energy lock, and then you run more Sableye than you do Darkrai.
Oh my god! Can you imagine if Dodrio was still in this format with that deck? Oh.
Oh my god. I think that. Wait, with what deck?
With the Darkrai Garbodor.
Oh my
Why
god.
with Dodrio if
Dude, it was an ability. It would have gotten locked anyway.
fucking scrub.
No, it was back when it was
They would have counted as they would count.
Oh, it was a body, I believe. You're right.
Yeah, but I think they would still count it as an ability.
I think it would have.
I'm not sure. If they counted it as an ability, then they would have changed that.
All right. So, any closing thoughts on Darkrai? Like what we think? Like if you're going, what do we think about it in the main event, and what do we think about it in the grinder?
I feel like it's maybe to play in the grinder just because I feel like a lot of people will be showing up with Plasma and Goth. Oh, I don't think Goth. I think it would be straightforward Plasma, and then with like Blastoise and everything. So.
I feel like, because I know Darkrai's been doing well in like different countries and stuff.
Yeah.
So if people catch on to that, I feel like there's gonna be a rise in Blastoise. So I would
Rise.
I can agree to that, to be honest.
recommend
Would Darkrai be able to get a Rise?
recommend playing Darkrai. It's still,
Just because you can get a Rise.
it's still a good deck. Don't get me wrong, I still like it. But yeah, like Blastoise did pretty well at Nationals, so I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see too much Darkrai. I definitely underrated it before Nationals. I didn't think that it was going to see any top cut at all, but I think it made like top 8 even. It did really well, so still a good deck, but I wouldn't expect.
Should we move to Blastoise Keldeo next?
I need to share my opinion, kid.
Okay.
I think Darkrai Double Keldeo for the grinder. I think it's probably the best deck you could bring into the grinder. Probably based on results. And for the actual main event, I would honestly probably suggest maybe Blastoise or like a really, really consistent Plasma list.
I'm going with Blastoise winning Worlds all the way, but
And then you could like run. Honestly, I don't think you need it, but you could just run Wartortle just in case of that Plasma matchup. I mean, the Goth matchup.
We also have to keep in mind
As
Audino.
much as a lot of people hate it, I think that it could save you the match if you don't get to turn 2 Blastoise, but every other match is kind of rotating. So that's something to test around with.
Alright.
I personally don't like it.
Let's move on to Plasma. Oh yeah, Anthony, you want to say something?
I feel like we might see a rise in stage 1.
Rise.
But don't hold me to that. So if it doesn't happen, I'm not that bad, guys.
So now let's talk Plasma. I think Plasma is probably, I don't want to be honest, I think it's probably the best deck in the format all around.
It's the fastest deck, and it's the most
Fastest deck, and it hits really hard.
Yeah, it really does, and it never lets up.
Second place from Blastoise.
Yeah, wait, let's talk about Life Dew. I'm going to talk about Life Dew for a sec. Everyone's saying no Life Dew because of Tool Scrapper, which makes sense on paper. But think about it this way. We're talking about Worlds, a really major scale tournament where people want to perfect their lists. So people will either run Tool Scrapper and it'll be completely useless because nobody runs Life Dew, or people will not run it and people will run Life Dew. So basically it's a gamble. Think about it this way. Think about it that way. So if I run Life Dew, if I go to Worlds, which obviously
it's not
I
worth the
will,
A-Spec spot, in my opinion.
If it
Along with that, Puka just
it's
ran,
really risky, but to
if you
be...
look at Puka's list, he ran Tool Scrapper, and he didn't mention any really thing about Life Dew. But if he did mention something, it was because it won Nats, and that's it.
Yeah, I feel like
Well, not one Nats, it came in second, my bad, guys.
I feel like people might play Tool Scrapper at World just because.
Just for consistency, and since every deck's relying on Keldeo Stone.
Yeah, like that's the only reason I can see it. I wouldn't go into Worlds with Life Dew because I'd expect to see. I'm not saying Tool Scrapper is going to be a 2-of that.
And like you said, you want a more
At most, it's going to be a 1-off.
Yeah,
if it's gonna be consistent, it can't run Life Dew. Life Dew is more of a teched out version.
Yeah.
It's been proven to work, though.
Oh yeah.
I can't. How do I put it? Yeah, how do I put it? I feel like Plasma's the deck that needs to, like, if you either get a strong start or you don't and you lose. And I feel
Plasma, right?
Yeah, and I feel like Computer Search just boosts the consistency. I tried Dowsing Machine. I don't want to get off topic real quick, but I tried Dowsing Machine in it and it just slowed me down for the most part because Computer Search let me get turn 1 Frost Spears and stuff, whatever. So that's just my 2 cents on
about Plasma. It seems like people are going like I said about Life Dude. Like it's really. I also want to point this out. Regular average lists almost never win Worlds. It's always some weird ass teched out shit.
Also, I just want to let you know, guys.
You gotta take a risk to win.
Viewers, this is Christian and Anthony. That we're kind of taking a pretty long time discussing these decks. So.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think.
Alright, I'm just letting you know.
So then the 3 of us can listen to it later. And no one else will.
Yeah, I know. I say we just hurry it up a little bit.
What was I gonna say?
Last list.
The thing I just want to talk about one more thing about Plasma, if you don't mind here.
Yeah, I don't care.
I would say it's a bad play because of Gothitelle, but I almost feel like playing Gothitelle again, since the deck that wins Nationals, US Nationals, almost never wins Worlds. I feel like playing Gothitelle is way too risky, because everyone's gonna tech against it. I can guarantee nearly every deck you play against in Worlds will have a Gothitelle tech.
Look at Worlds last year. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were running.
Yeah, Loss Remover. Exactly. Yeah, people ran a 1 of a Loss Remover, and then they put Klinklang right in its place, and it had no chance.
Exactly. And then you didn't even have to worry. Just running the 1 was fine, since you could either A, get it back from your prizes, get it from your prizes, and then B, just junk on back for it.
Because in reality, Gothitelle is really easy to tech against.
Blastoise now, since we're getting really off top of the Plasma.
Alright, closing statement. Expect to see Tool Scrapper in a lot of decks at Worlds because if you Scrapper Gothitelle's Floatstone, they're locked.
Yeah, you could scrap with Gothitelle's Floatstone, Anthony.
They're locked, and then you go LOL, bye, and then I win.
They don't have Train to Lock.
Hell no.
Never. They never get it out. Okay, we'll talk about Blastoise now.
Blastoise, I just feel like straightforward, easiest autopilot deck besides Rails.
I honestly feel like there's almost nothing to go over with here. Blastoise.
It's like 200 damage. It's really good.
Okay.
All I know is that I know there's going to be probably a Garchomp Altaria at the grinder. And that makes it do the grinder. Let's just say Blastoise is going to have a run for its money with this Garchomp.
I don't know about that.
They're smart enough to not bench, because now that I realize that, Garchomp's going to be, heavily played next format, I took out the 3rd Black Serum, I put him back in the 3rd Keldeo. So I feel like if they're playing 3 Keldeo for Worlds, and you don't, if you don't bench, Black Serums, and you play the matchup smartly, I feel like it's in Blastoise's favor.
Yeah.
It depends on who gets the stage 1 out first.
Yeah, that's really it. That's all we can
But
say.
if you run War Turtle, and if you can get it out, then you can pretty much win as long as you get your Blastoise out.
And should we even discuss Rails?
Rails? I honestly kind of want to, but I almost feel like
it's underestimated. It's still good. It's still a viable deck. You still win. Landorus can suck my nuts because
Landorus. Honestly, if there is a deck, if you are going to Worlds, and if there is one deck that I want to see do well, and I actually think it has the potential to do well, it is Radials. Because once you can get donked, yes you can, but once you set up, you literally win.
Because once you get the setup, just like Gothitelle,
even against Gothitelle, you will win. If you get the setup against any deck, you literally win the game.
I feel if people are gonna play Radials, you're gonna see double Keldeo Floatstone. You're gonna see double Keldeo Floatstone Tropical Beach. You're not gonna see Sky Arrow.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that version of Radials. You're not gonna see the.
I know. I've seen people using it lately with Tropical Beach.
I feel like it's really.
And no Shaman or no Amoga, whatever you guys prefer to run.
No
area, whatever.
Yeah, if you're playing enough you can draw into a turn 1 to get multiple Dynamos down to Beach. So.
Anyways, that's it, right? That's we've covered every deck.
Well, we can talk about Gothitelle a little bit.
I think nobody wants to hear about that.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear about that because Gothitelle.
Yeah, let me give a 30
honestly, we really
garbage decks nobody wants to do because all it does is slot your opponent, can't do anything. They're paralyzed. Draw pass, finish the hand. deck and cover, versatile, deck and cover, versatile.
I think we technically went over it already. We basically said it's way too risky of a play because everyone will be teching against it.
Guys.
And it's donkable.
Alright, let's go.
Wait.
Let's go to the Spectre Worlds, which we already just finished.
Wait, guys, guess what?
What?
Gary pulled a reverse silver bangle today, and it's gonna be mine.
I don't think he's gonna trade it.
And there you have
No, I
it.
said, who's got silver bangle reverses for trade? I'm willing to trade. Wait, no, who's got silver bangles?
He's probably gonna ask for most silver bangles. Anyways.
Alright, wait,
Because I
wait.
know he's looking for them. Anyways.
Now, wait. If you were playing in the grinder, what would you play? If you were playing in the actual event, what would you play? And if you were playing in the grinder, what would you play?
Blastoise.
I'd say Blastoise.
I feel like Blastoise is the safest deck going into World.
Yeah,
Inside-
I agree with Anthony.
Inside the grinder?
Especially since, like I said, the grinder,
I would probably say Darkrai Double Keldeo or a really, or a teched out Plasmolist, like maybe with a single Audino or a 2 Audino maybe.
if you're gonna use Audino, use it for hashtag HitBump2013 instead
Yeah,
of...
if you use Hit Bump, if you don't use Hit Bump, then you're the disgrace to the world.
If you're using you gotta use, Plasma Badge Deoxys HitBump with Wave.
Yeah.
'Cause that just
For the
becomes-
grinder?
Yeah.
For the grinder, I would probably play Darkrai Double Keldeo, and then for the actual
grinder, and then
event, I would
Blastoise.
probably play Blastoise or Plasma. I would say Blastoise is probably the best play for the actual event.
Blastoise, try to Blastoise.
My
I agree
only
with that.
problem with Darkrai Double Keldeo is that you still can't use lasers and stuff, and so if they
And 90's really strong against that deck, though.
Absol, yeah, you always fill your bench. Absol pretty much one shot a Goth with a Dark Claw.
yeah, it's
Exactly. If you get a Dark Claw out really early, they're gonna have, and if you run 3, and they're only gonna run, the Dowsing Machine, and then a Dowsing Machine and a Tool Scrapper, they're gonna waste their A-Spec just getting rid of something that's just that's doing extra damage, if they're really gonna do that. But honestly, I'm a scrub, so we're all scrubs.
I speak for yourself, Vinny. I remember I was watching this, no, I wasn't. I was reading this, report or something, and it was like this guy, and he thought he was good, but he was really bad. And he goes, I played Gothitella Cellcore. And then I was reading his list, and I was like, where's the Super Rod? And then later on, explaining why he ran cards, he said, I didn't run Super Rod because I felt like it wasn't needed.
What? I'm done.
In Gothitelle? Really? Where you have to set up 2 stage 2s, 1 stage 1, a mute, and arguably another stage 1?
I was like,
You kidding me?
I think his reasoning behind it was because he was locking his opponent and they couldn't attack anyway.
What?
Super Rod. I would have won so many games against Goth. Anyway, so, I'm gonna say that we talk about how it's gonna, basically how it's gonna affect Worlds is that Plasma coming in second of Life, dude. People are gonna run Tool Scrapper, then Gothitelle coming in first, and whatever, and what Nationals. People are gonna run some sort of thing to counter it, and that's straight up. That's legit it.
Okay,
That's
I'm gonna
all
be
I have
honest.
to say about
I
that.
think Ray Eels and Blastoise are the plays for the main event. I'm gonna be dead honest with you.
Dex, just that the only reason why Rails always beat Blastoise is because of Dragon Force. And if you don't bench Dragon Force,
Well, plus, Rayo's has to set up a stage.
yeah. But we're going off topic here, so
That's kind of fine in my opinion.
what?
If we go off topic. I mean, yeah, we should probably talk. What are we talking about now? Well, we're talking about Plasma Blast.
Well,
So-
I just gave them the 30-second rundown
So-
on how it was gonna affect how U.S. natural results is gonna affect Worlds.
Yeah, so basically, if you're going to Worlds, good luck.
Good luck, have fun, and
Remember, it's just a game. So if you lose off of prizing everything like me, you'll probably be really pissed off, and I can't blame you. But remember, you had fun.
and then
even
you
though-
go for a shameful play. Prize your shame.
You can prize your shame in like Harrison Levin.
It'd be funny if the person in the finals prizes some sort of shaman.
A Shamaniacs, just. I'll call for Family Shaman in a Rails deck. Just watch, Rails gonna fuck shit up.
Anyways, so let's go to the Plasma Blast and the cards for a minute. And
Possibly the shittiest set ever.
I think it's a pretty good set.
I hate it. I think the only good cards we got were Jirachi, Virizion, Driftblim, Silver Bangle, Silver Mirror. Did I name them all? I think I named them all. Oh,
anyways, let's just.
Iris is the best supporter. It's a 4 of now. You fall behind early, and then you use Shaman EX with Iris, even though Shaman EX is already knocking out everything, except for Whale Lord. Then, it's just too broken, so.
Anyways, let's just Plasma Blast. So, basically, good cards that came out of it were,
The ones I just stated.
yeah.
There's more. There's
Well,
Saw.
I forgot to state it.
And shiny rare candy, if you're like me and you have to have shiny everything.
Sweet Coon Saw.
Shut up, dog.
Fucking dog, I'm sorry, guys.
Shut up, dog.
Shut up, dog.
It's an inside joke, guys. Just
Did he mute himself?
hopefully.
He's yelling at his dog. How could you do this?
He's yelling at his dog. Shut up, dog. Shut up, dog. Shut up, dog. Okay. I have like the whole list of the cards right in front of me right now. You want to talk about that Trubbish deck, because the first card's the Masquerade.
And Sigalith. Well, Sigalith's the first
Well-
card because it's the reason the deck's good.
Yeah. Well,
I
basically,
made a list.
this deck is really simple. You basically run the Plasma Storm Trubbish that does 20 times the amount of tools in play for 2 energy.
drop.
Yeah, exactly. Then you play a Masquerade, and its ability lets you move around the tools around your Pokemon, sort of like Hydreigon the Energy or Kling Klang or whatever. And then you run Sigilyph because it can hold 4 tools on it at the same time. So basically, you're hoarding tools on Sigilyphs and just doing a lot of damage.
Talking about my YOLO, you were talking about YOLO Trubbish.
We're talking about YOLO Trubbish. What do we think of this deck?
Alright, this is my deck. So what you do is that you do...
Deck seniors.
Yeah, basically, it's really hard if you get set up. And then you have XP share to accelerate your energy. When Trubbish dies, fuck. And then Masquerade is switch your tools, which is extremely broken in that deck. And then there's Sigilyph, which basically is like plus 80 damage you can put over. And it's 4 item box 1. And all you have to do is pull Gary, Brandolfino, and...
Okay, yeah, Gary's gone. He like disappeared. We got well, that's basically that deck. We got a Tropius, which is kind of interesting. But no thanks. We got this interesting Cradily for each energy attached to a Pokemon. Search your deck for stage 2 and just put it right on your bench. I feel like this card might be good later on, maybe.
Rogue, it's... If you're gonna build a rogue deck, it's decent, but there's like nothing to put it with. Like,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
put it with,
That's the problem.
You can put it with like Salamander Dragon Gold just for hand destruction.
The amount of time you spend trying to get Cradily out is the amount of time that you could have tried to get your,
Exactly.
out.
So that's why I'm not positive about it.
Alright, we got a reprint of the Blastoise from Boundaries Crossed
All I
and
can
Plasma
say-
Storm. All I can say is that this artwork is the best fucking
Guys,
Blastoise.
stop fucking this card. Like, stop loving this card because this card's getting on my nerves.
Honestly, I like the artwork a lot.
Oh yeah, it's better than the shiny one, Anthony Salerno.
I agree.
That's what I said pre-release. I said, this artwork's better, Anthony.
I have 3.
I had one.
I'm going to take my 3 shiny Blastoise. I'm going to win regionals. I'm going to go to nationals. I'm going to go 0-9. I'm going to go through the grinder at Worlds. I'm going to win out at the grinder, and then I'm going to lose last round to Aaron Wang. Jared and I have already had this conversation.
Didn't.
He even posted it on Hey Fonty.
Let's talk about the Suicune. It's basically a Sigilyph. Basically.
Terrakion is pretty damn right garbage.
Alright, so basically, you...
Basically, you play Tool Strapper and you play Kyurem, and you say GG.
Did you say White Kyurem?
I said Kyurem.
Oh, they said White Kyurem. I was like, 1, why do you play White Kyurem? And 2, why are you calling it Kyurem?
Kyurem, whatever.
Alright, well, I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be RP.
Alright, then we have this Kyurem EX. Actually, funny story about this Kyurem EX. I'll share it with you, Vinny. I don't know if you know about this. Well, you see, me and Anthony and his brother John, we always carpool to events, and we just went to the pre-release, so we're driving back from that. And John got to call on Skype from one of our friends. I'm not going to say names here. And he talks about Kyurem EX, the new one, and he says it's going to be really good in Blastoise. And he's a pretty good player. He's got a pretty good track record, but I can't help but disagree with him here. I just 150 and discarding 2 water just Why not do 200 and discard 3?
3 for 200.
Exactly. Why not just discard the 3? You're not one-shotting. Outrage is a decent attack, but unless, like, honestly, this deck, I mean, this card looks like it might have been an, like, interesting card for, like, the Truth, maybe? Like, if that was still in the format.
Stuff like, honestly, it would have been interesting if we got that one instead of the one in Next Destinies, instead of the one that we got in Next Destinies, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. Honestly, the one from Next Destinies I think is better.
Honestly, back then, I would think that this Kiram is really good just for Outrage and like stuff like the Truth EX or whatever.
Yeah, there's so many more EXs though now.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like back then.
Yeah. We also get a new eel line, which is stupidly disappointing, because this new eel has 80 HP, trash attacks, and the artwork makes me want to splatter a baby all over the fucking bathroom.
All the eels like that. Hey, but the Dynamo is good. It can one-shot a
Swablu. Dude, it one-shots a Swablu.
Fuck you.
Dude, no, I'm serious. For one electric
Fuck
energy,
you.
it does 20.
Guys, the joke is that I played Christian on Skype. He donked my Swablu and he said, "You know, Vinny, Vinny, just stop. I have skill." Anyway, so
it's all skill, bro.
What decks did we talk about?
We talked about oh yeah.
YOLO Trubbish.
Talk about YOLO Trubbish. We probably should have went into the rotation, but honestly, so many people have went into that, and honestly, the amount of things we're losing is so minuscule that I don't think it's even worth going into.
Let me give a 30-second rundown.
We're losing Eels and Energy Switch. Eels and Energy Switch.
We're losing Energy Switch.
Got
TBCI. We're losing Super Scoop Up. We're losing Revive. We're losing Plus Power. We're losing Pokedex.
Goth.
We're losing...
Victory Cup! We're losing Victory Cup! Does nobody remember?
I can't play 4 Victory Cup anymore.
So, we're losing... God damn it, Anthony. We're losing Crushing Hammer, that's a big one. We're losing Shift Gear Clang Clang. We're losing M4.
No,
No, we're not. That was a reprint of Next Destinies.
Oh, yeah.
M4.
Yeah, well,
Rainbow.
basically, I just gave you the rundown. I probably forgot most of the shit. We're losing 70 HP Tevik, not a report. We're losing...
Then he tried to make it reward during state with Battle City.
I know. We're losing Cobalion, which I think is decently bad. We're losing the old Trubbish, the bad one from Noble Victories.
The garbage collection one? We don't really need it anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's really it that we're losing. Nothing else.
Alright, now let's get back to the set.
Wait, did you say Clink Clank?
Yes, I said Clink Clank.
Alright.
Oh yeah, what do you guys think about Clink Clank for Worlds?
No.
I don't think it's a good choice. It's Clink. It's Clink Clunk, yo!
It sucked for the past format. Ever since Kiram was a card, a stage 2 deck with no energy acceleration.
Just don't play Clink Clang. You lose to everything. Except for Blastoise. You beat Blastoise.
And that's it.
That's it.
Anyways, so...
Alright, we'll talk about... How about we talk about that Drift Blim? The new one from the set.
Let's just say, fuck you, Plasma.
Yeah, I love how they hype Plasma as this godly deck, and then they release like 10 cards in this set. Like, oh wait, we didn't want it to be this good.
Shall we name the cards in this set? Silver Mirror, Drift Blim, Sock,
That's it. Oh, Suicune or not?
Suicune and no, really.
Suicune Box EX.
Silver Mirror, Sock, Haxorus, and Drift Blim. Basically say, hi Plasma.
And out of all of those, I think Drift Blim is probably the best.
Oh, yeah.
Its ability, Drifting Balloon, is probably one of the best abilities we've seen in the game, like, in a very long time. For every Plasma Pokemon in play, the attack cost is 1 less.
Dynamotor?
That's gone, Anthony.
That's Anthony on the toilet.
You got so quiet when I said that.
No, I will never forget the eels, but...
You know what else we'll never forget?
What?
The day I flushed the toilet on cam.
Oh my god. We're gonna lose so many people. We're so sorry, guys.
That was actually really funny.
That was funny, though.
Alright, so...
I washed my hands.
What did you wait?
It's your Blastoise now.
Anyways, so...
Alright, let's get back to business.
Some of the decks that might be popping up for Battle Roads is going to be Suicune Terrakion for Week 1 of Battle Roads, along with YOLO Trubbish. That's like
Weak
that's
one
like
approach.
that's like tier 2. Tier 1.5 would probably be Garchomp, Dark Ray Hydreigon.
Garchomp is really underrated right now.
But just not spilling text just because if the text spill, then we're fucked because they're secret texts.
I think Garchomp is a tier 1 deck next format.
I don't know. People have to discover it.
People need to discover that Genesect sucks. So it's week 1 and 2. I think people.
Yeah, 1.5. I think that Genesect Virizion. If you just run straight Genesect Virizion, you suck. Let's just put it right there. If you're
Yeah, me and Vinny did that testing. It's pretty bad.
Badge, it's terrible.
Yeah, we did that testing.
If it's good, something's wrong. Just because that you run it with super like you. I was talking to Gary today. He said that it's my opinion, but
No, it's
like
no
every
good.
list I've seen runs Super Rod.
No, you need at least like 1. Honestly, 2 is probably the right number.
Yeah,
Like 1 just wasn't enough in testing.
yeah.
Drifloon actually is a pretty decent tech in that deck,
Oh, no.
Genesect. We already looked at the Sigilyph. We pretty much know what that does. We got this really good sock with the Kick of Righteousness.
Love it.
Basically does 50 to a Plasma Pokemon for a single energy. Really good. And it fucks Thundurus up pretty bad. Pretty much beats up Absol. So, I guess that's pretty broke. We got this really good Aggron. No, kidding. Okay.
1 minute to explain his Pokemon.
Let's talk about Jirachi. You know what? Anthony, you talk about Jirachi, because I know you really like this card.
You need to save the game. Let's just put it like that. Me and Anthony both agree. You need it. It saves the game.
Alright, wait.
like-
Let Anthony talk about it. He was the one from the start who liked it.
Wait, what?
Talk about Jirachi. Tell us about Jirachi.
Oh, about how I've been hyping it ever since.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, alright. Basically, Jirachi EX saves the format. Literally, I'm playing it in Blastoise, okay? And I was telling Vinny about this before, Christian. I go down to 2 prizes, and then then this guy goes, okay, end. And I go, draw 2 cards, level ball, something. I was like, well, okay, draw. Oh, okay, cool, nothing, level ball, Jirachi, bench it, grab a Juniper. Oh, wow, look, you win me to 2, and I got a supporter. I win.
Yay. I think it's a really, really good card, but I definitely wouldn't run more than 1 of it in a deck.
Yeah, because it's like,
It's a really interesting tech. The only deck that I highly suggest not playing it in is Plasma.
Yeah, because, well, you have a big bench anyway. So.
Yeah, that deck is pretty consistent as it is, and you really do need every bench spot you can take.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So how about...
So, what, we're at 1.5? 1.5, I would just have to think it would literally just be Genesect Virizion. Since, 1.5, 1, I don't like it just because that you need to run Drifblim and Super Rod just because you run out of energy real quickly.
You really do.
And, if you're running it with, anything that you would run in, Team Plasma, Chorus Machine, Maximum Plasma Energy, it's really all I can think of from the top of my head. Maybe Deoxys, I don't know, but basically all that does is just ruins your consistency, and all you could be doing is just be playing Plasma and doing more damage.
You want to talk about the Dialga and the Palkia?
They're
both pretty bad. I can't see either of them seeing play, to be honest. The Dialga's interesting,
Dialga
though.
does, guys?
Dialga's interesting.
Dialga will be decking you out. Well, Dialga is supposed to be a mill deck, even though it will be killing more things than decking you out. So,
Also talk about the other 2 EXs, which are Virizion and Genesect. Virizion is really good. It basically puts Laser out of playability with its ability, which pretty much blocks all special conditions with...
Fuck you, Laser. You can suck my dick.
You can't touch me, Laser, because you're just God's farts.
What?
So, basically, Virizion just takes that out of playability. Genesect is seen as a partner for that. You can basically pair it with the A-Spec G-Booster. But I want to clear up something right now. I'm not going to say Genesect is bad. It's too early to say it's bad. You guys could say it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think from the testing I've had,
I think
it's not successful.
It's garbage though. Like, it needs to run drift whip.
Oh shit! Shots fired.
No, it's true.
He said to me his list was terrible.
No, it was, and then I put in the drift whip. And it was still pretty bad in my opinion, but I think it's too early to really judge that before results even show. I think we probably would have to do a little bit more testing with it. At the same time, though, I think people need to realize you're not going to be G-boostering every turn. For some reason, people have this weird idea in their head that from turn 2 on, they're going to be G-boostering for 200 for the rest of the game.
Last boys, people, wake up.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, you're lucky for a turn 3 G-booster.
Me and Anthony Salerno play Blast Boys, mucks the shit out of me, hit 4 energy retrievals in 3 turns. Sorry, Anthony, with the roast.
Wow, Vinny's gonna hold that over my head for the rest of my life.
No, I just held it over your head today. Anyways,
And the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that.
yeah, and then we're gonna be like 80, and you're like, Anthony, and you're like, what? I'm gonna be like, you fucking luck sack.
I love how Vinny's like, you guys are getting off track, and then
I know.
he like completely goes way off track.
I'm like, I know.
Fucking hypocrite. Shut up, Vinny.
Let's talk
I want to say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Let's talk about Eric Gangsman, about how much of a faggot he is.
I think he's a pretty cool guy. He's my round 2 buddy.
I think he's a flaming honky.
Alright, I think we're getting really off track now.
How about we talk about the Porygon Z? I think that's kind of interesting.
Let's just say, like, there's so much shit to compare with it. It's just that, like, it's not decent. It's like, it's not good. It's fine. I would give playability. I give it a 5 just because it's plasma. It sucks as hello. It's 130 HP Pokemon, and you only move 4 energy max.
I think it's decent. I think that some rogue decks might come from it, but it's don't expect it to be winning like a regional or anything like that.
Oh no, hell no.
I think next format Blastoise will be playing my Logic.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Anyway, so
Now let's talk about the supporters. How about we'll talk about Caitlyn. This card is kind of brilliant.
Alright, so
we go from talking about the cards from Plasma Blast to the decks, to back to the cards. Okay.
Well, we were just talking about Porygon Z from the set. We're talking about the set right now.
No, we were talking about you brought up Porygon Z as a deck.
How about Caitlyn? I think it's pretty good.
Anyways, Caitlyn basically pulls off combinations.
I like it in Blastoise. Tropical Beach for like
Iris.
5. Then like you get a candy. Caitlyn, like all your cards away, draw 6, get the Blastoise.
And then Iris is just basically like it's just like plus powers to the end of the game with like decks. Like if it's gonna be like a big basics type of variant, all it does is just like, oh, here's extra damage. Right?
It's an interesting card. I really don't like it that much, to be honest with you, though.
I like it when you're down, when your opponent's up for your cards.
Meh. We got a controversial reprint of Catcher, which some people are kind of pissed about. I really don't care about it. We got a reprint of Energy Retrieval. We kind of all know what that does. We also got a reprint of Candy. Reversal Trigger, which is an interesting card, but I really don't think it's good enough to really talk about.
We got Juniper, and that's like enough with the reprints. Nothing else to be done.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, there's Silver Bangle and Silver Mirror. Silver Bangle is pretty broken.
What are you talking about?
Silver Bangle basically does 30 damage. If it's attached to a to a non-EX.
Non-EX, it does
30 more damage to
it. And then Silver Mirror, if it's attached to a non-EX from a Redemption Plasma Pokemon. Which I heard people say stuff about it, then Plasma. I don't know what, but swag.
They're both pretty great cards, I would say.
Yeah,
Just
anyways, so
we also got a reprint of Plasma Energy, not really relevant. We got Scoop Up Cyclone, which I don't think it's that good right now, but it's definitely an interesting card, I think. We also got the 2 Genesect Apex, one that snipes for 100 with no like back part, I guess. Like you just snipe and that's really it. Or you can just use G Booster, which is obviously the better option. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the set.
And then the decks, going back on track with the decks. We said 1.5, well, 1 was Genesect Virizion. We have any other 1.5s? I'd give Garchomp a 1.5 along with Dark
What deck? I just want to ask you guys. What deck do you think will have the most Battle Road success?
Plasma.
I agree with that completely. It's extremely consistent. It has great matchups across the board, and it hits heavy.
And then Tier 1, I'd say that. Well, I guess Anthony's not in the call again. Oh my god. And then for Tier 1, I'd say it goes a good Genesect Virizion list. And Plasma. And Blastoise, that's it.
This fucking phone, I swear to God.
So, Anthony, what deck do you expect to see the best, like, doing very well at Battle Roads, then?
What did we talk about? Because my phone was dumb and I missed, like, the whole conversation.
Oh, we're just talking about, like, what deck do you think will win the most Battle Roads? We both agree Plasma.
I already have my best one to say.
I'd have to say either Garchomp or Plasma.
Oh, whoa, he didn't say Blastoise. Wow.
Yeah, people are kind of dumb. They don't think Blastoise will be good.
No, Blastoise will still be tied for BDIF, but
One shot by Genesect. That's one shot by Genesect. And then you got Black Hero.
One-shotted by Genesect when you're supposed to one-shot crap anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
one-shotted by Genesect, but then, you know, he kind of, like, can't attack for the next couple turns.
You can, but it's very hard to... You could do it twice, but the third time, you gotta pull off a freaking miracle to do that.
You know, I feel like if the deck can't one-shot you, Genesect could be viable, because you need to get those couple turns to set up.
Yeah.
Genesect has a really good regular attack, too. I think people are looking way past it. They're just thinking G-Booster. Like, Genesect has a pretty good attack and a really good ability.
I don't think its ability will receive, like, you know, be used...
It's
like,
good.
Commonly. Because you're almost never attaching Plasma from the hand.
No, you're right. But late game, it's pretty good. When you're out of catchers.
It's like Shadow Shy for...
I guess it could be the reason why you'd only have to play 2 catcher, but...
Alright, so that was kind of a cluttered episode, but what are our closing thoughts, I guess, on everything?
We're not done yet, sir.
What do we have to finish?
We're not done yet.
But why aren't we done?
We have one more topic to cover. Well, I have to cover it.
What are we covering?
Us trying, like, the season next...
Oh yeah, season next year. You're right.
Alright, so we're gonna try season next year. We're gonna try to be recording... Matt, I'm sorry, like, starting... it's like, starting, I don't know,
Starting...
After rotation, we'll be trying to get... Since this is gonna be the endings stuff, this is my plan. Once rotation starts, when we get the new rotation, what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna try to record videos, try to get a video recorded every weekend, and it may be a little for the whole season. Well, until, like, I don't know. I'll talk about that yet.
There was a lot of build up to that.
And then maybe card of days. But the recording mesh may be a little shaky during the tournaments, like Battle Road cities. When those are going on, we might not be getting 100% of that.
We could always ask Bob to help us out, because I know he's fine with it.
Charge
Yeah.
Really, Anthony?
Probably.
No, I'm saying, like, why we said no trash talking.
Oh.
Not trash talking, but...
Oh.
Anyways, so,
That's basically it.
You've never heard me trash talk.
If you guys have any questions about anything, just, I guess,
and
leave
then
it...
we're gonna try to do a card of the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can do that, because I...
Oh, I'm gonna try to do a card of the day almost every week, or every 2 weeks, or whatever.
Where he sends Trends Master X, talks about...
Trains Master X?
Okay, that's different.
Cards to be noticed more.
That was when I was, like, really bad at the game. I was like, cards to be noticed more. Crustle, because of one-shots to Dragon.
Before we finish, if you want to hear something really bad, Okay, like if you want to hear something that I said that's much worse than like people thinking that Crustle could be viable, because like at least you're like giving your 2 cents. One time, Christian told me to try 4-4 eel, and I told him I tried it, but it's inconsistent. What?
Because if you're running 4-4, you're not going to draw into it more often.
What? Because I was so bad, I thought since you played 4-4 eel, you had to bench all of them and try to get all eels out.
I play 4-4 eel so I could dynamo 4 times and attach.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so I think that's it. For
That's
what
basically
we're gonna be doing. And we're gonna be trying to do TCG talk after the second week of pre-releases.
We could even do it like once a month, because these are pretty easy to put out. We've just been pretty lazy.
Well, you have.
I have. Well, no one wants to.
Record, though.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right. I am the one who posts it, so.
Shots fired.
Anyway, so that's it. We love you guys if you actually watch and listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. Alright. If you watched up until this point, right, Anthony?
No, I was gonna actually do something for this. Okay. If you watched up until this point, here's a free booster credit code for PTCGO. It is a Dragon's Exalted code. Okay, you ready for this?
Alright. Minus 30 cents.
Alright. PTS 9B6 JSDT 6N3.
Just watch. The person pulled like shit. Alright, so thanks for listening. If you have any questions in the comments below, just leave that. We'll get to answering that next time.
We'll probably get to answer.
And like we said, yeah, like you said, we'll answer in the next episode. And like we said, if you're going to Worlds, good luck, and good luck next season also. So see you guys later.
Make us happy.
Make us happy. Peace.
Alright, so the booster credit is GES 9B6 JSDT 6N3. Alright.
Very kind of you, Anthony.
That's really good, Anthony.
Oh wait, guys, I read it backwards.